You can't make slivers without steel, and you can't make tragedies without social instability. People are happy now. They get what they want, and they never want what they can't get. Welcome back.
Where am I? Is this hell?
You're in the world state, of course.
I should have been dead.
That's not important. Your past is irrelevant. Our Ford had a beautiful and inspired saying, "History is bunk." But enough of that now. We need to get going. Welcome to the first annual World State and Oceania and Hunger Games to commemorate the new alliance we have formed, War's Peace. And now that the world wars are over, the Hunger Games will be a new vessel for this peace. You are the last training group of the 12. You have 72 hours to train. Use your time wisely. The next time you will be seeing these people is on the battlefield.
What? Battlefield?
Wait, Lenina, I thought I killed you.
Mustafa Munch brought me here. I don't know what happened.
I'm so sorry.
John, Lenina, get over here. You see those two over there? They're from Oceania. They don't seem to be getting along too well. I don't know what their past is, but it seems like they've gone through something traumatizing. Like us. It's almost like they have no feelings left. If we want to beat them, we're going to have to stick together.
Look, I know we didn't end on the best of terms, but we want to survive against these four. We need to work together.
We don't have any other choice, I guess. I mean, we have to represent Oceania's strength in the alliance.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I can't get the hang of this. Wow, you're really good at this. Can you show me how you did that?
Why should I teach you?
I don't know if I trust the guys from the World State. See that guy over there? That's John the Savage. He killed me once before because he gave in to mob mentality. If he was to be pushed by Bernard and Helmholtz in the arena, who's to say he won't do it again? As for Bernard and Helmholtz, they disappeared from the World State a while back, and who knows what they could have been plotting this entire time.
Well, Winston and I would like to have a third person on our side. It'd be best to expand our numbers. And if John is as formidable as you say, then it would be beneficial to have you and your knowledge around.
Ladies and gentlemen, our contestants have just undergone 72 hours of intense preparation for the battle. Now it is time for you to meet them and learn a little more about them. Our first contestant, Lenina Crown. Welcome. Now Lenina, your relationship with certain men of the World State is described by many as somewhat unorthodox. Could you elaborate on that?
Well, I dated Henry Foster for a few months, which is pretty unheard of in the World State, where the concept of establishing a relationship does not exist. Then I was interested in Bernard for a while, and he's kind of the misfit in our society because he doesn't completely follow the standards for being an alpha even though he is one. Finally, there's John the Savage. I guess you could say that I kind of developed an obsessive passion for him.
Interesting. I wonder if this romantic drama will transfer to the battlefield. Would you say then that you're a rebel in the eyes of the World State?
I don't think so. I mean, I love the World State and what it stands for. Even though I was attracted to Bernard and John, I honestly could not comprehend their different systems of values. To this day, I find myself always reverting back to my roots, to the World State.
If you don't mind, I would like to go back to John for a moment. You said that you had an, quote, obsessive passion for him. Would it be wrong for me to assume that you loved him?
Well, it depends on what you define love as. I'm not sure I even know what that is. I mean, obviously he's gorgeous, but then there was that moment before he died that I cried. If you know me at all, then you know it takes a lot to get someone like me to cry. I'm not really known for showing a lot of emotion.
Well, I'm sure we'll see a lot of emotion on that battlefield out there. I wish you the best of luck. Let's hear one last round of applause for our contestant, Lenina Crown. I think it's only appropriate that our next contestant would be one of the people who had the biggest impact on Lenina's life, Bernard Marx. Welcome. Now Bernard, if you were given the option of excelling socially or the option of defining your individuality, which would you say is more important to you?
I think that I speak for everybody in that excelling socially is more important.
I'd be careful who you're speaking for, but I find it interesting that you chose that. Could you give us an example of how you've applied this lifestyle choice into your own life?
Simple. Take John the Savage, for example. Once I stumbled upon John and his mother, I realized that my connection to them could only function as a ticket to popularity. I'll be completely honest with you guys here and say that I expose them to scrutiny solely for my own selfish, blackmailing purpose. I'm not here to please anybody.
Wow, you seem very sure of yourself. I like it. One last question. Could you give us a rundown of your experience with Soma? For those in our audience who have never had the chance to experience Soma in the world state, it is a narcotic drug which produces euphoria and hallucination.
Well, when I went on my first date with Lenina, I refused Soma. I said something stupid, like I'd rather be myself. Ha, can't you believe it? I was so ignorant back then. But then there was a time when I held one of my big Meet the Savage dinner parties. John refused to come out and sing for his supper, which was particularly crippling for me, since the headmistress of Eden and the art community songster were in attendance. Understandably distressed, I took Soma and went to bed.
Thank you for sharing your journey so far with us today. Unfortunately, there will not be any Soma in the arena, but I wish you the best of luck. Let's hear it for Bernard Marx. Next, we have Julia. Welcome, Julia. Now, Julia, years ago we got to see a relationship develop between you and Winston Smith, but we would like a more in-depth look into what drew you two together.
I find it interesting that he and I got together in the first place, quite honestly. If you compare the two of us, the only things we really had in common were our physical attractions for one another and our hatred of the party.
Really? That's it? That's all you two had in common? Come on! I think our audience wants a little more than that.
Beyond those similarities, it really doesn't make sense looking back on it all why he and I got together. Winston and I contrasted each other in many of our traits. Here, look at Winston for a second. He was restless, fatalistic, and concerned about a large-scale rebellion toward the party. Then there was me, more concerned with living in the moment and making the best of my life, even if that meant busying myself with community service and other orthodox activities so that I could escape the party's thought crime radar.
Now, you said that you were, quote, concerned with living in the moment and making the best of your life. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I guess it isn't a secret now that I like to have fun with the party members regularly.
Were these acts a demonstration of your rebellion?
When it comes down to it, all-out rebellion wasn't really as important to me as it was to Winston. I guess I thought at the time that my acts were my own small rebellion, but looking back on it all, I see that I was really just committing those acts for my own personal gain.
Well, we are sure interested to see how your past with Winston influences what is to occur on the battlefield. Best of luck. Julia, everybody. Now we have an old friend of mine, Winston Smith. Nice to see you again, Winston. Now, Winston, can you give us some background on your life? Never mind, we don't have all day. Winston Smith, also known as Citizen 6079 Smith W. Winston works as a clerk in the records department of the Ministry of Truth. Despite always being very obedient, Winston often questioned the harsh oppression that the party, Big Brother, and the thought police institute. This drew Winston to Julia as he enjoyed the rebellion of their love affair. Winston is a fatalist though, and even though he enjoyed his rebellion with Julia, he still remained paranoid about the party, which eventually caught him and punished him. This led Winston to think that no matter what, he would be caught, which convinced him that he must continue to rebel. Eventually, Winston, with my help, is freed from his paranoia and rebellious curiosity, and comes to accept Big Brother once again. It will be interesting to see how Winston and Julia interact and how Winston's curiosity will affect his performance in battle. Thank you for your time, friend. Give it up for Winston Smith. Let's bring out our next contestant, Helmholtz Watson. Welcome. So I think I speak for everyone when I say that I am dying to know about your exile.
Well, I accepted my exile to the bleak Falkland Islands in the hope that physical discomfort and the company of other dissidents would stimulate my writing.
And did it?
Honestly, no. I can't imagine writing any of the sickly sweet poems that Shakespeare wrote. And now that I sit down to write, I cannot actually think of what I should write.
That must be very frustrating. Why do you think that is?
If I were to guess, logically of course, I would say that though I am a genius, I am limited by my upbringing.
Could you elaborate?
Well, I always knew I wanted to challenge the society I lived in before I was exiled, but I never actually thought of doing something to change it. And though John often spoke of Shakespeare, I could not bring myself to praise the writings as he did. It did not fit the way I was taught to think.
Speaking of John, I'm rather curious as to why you bonded closer to him than to Bernard, whom you have known longer.
Bernard has always been a close friend, but he was so obviously insecure around my confidence and competence, both of which I have in abundance. And honestly, I was kind of embarrassed for him. He was so much less, put together. John, on the other hand, he has a passion, an intellectual curiosity, and an appreciation for high art. I dare say, he may even be my equal, despite his savage state.
Well, Helmholtz, that is certainly enlightening. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Everybody give it up for Helmholtz. Please help me welcome our final contestant, John the Savage. Welcome, John. Now, John, what would you say has been the biggest struggle you have faced in your life so far?
Are you trying to make me look weak in the eyes of my opponents?
No, of course not. I just think our audience here would like to know you on a more personal level, where it shows that you are human just like the rest of us.
Okay, fine. I guess I have to say that my biggest struggle has been reconciling different worlds. I have been influenced throughout my life by Shakespeare, the Bible, the creation myths of the reservation, and the stories I have heard about the civilized world. It's hard to draw a line between the indisputable realities that is the world state and the various religious beliefs I have picked up.
Wow, that sounds very difficult. How do you even express yourself?
I find myself turning to Shakespeare quite often. Even though his works are simply just stories, it became increasingly difficult to treat those as such when I finally saw the world state with my own eyes. Growing up, I heard myths of the world state just as I heard stories of Shakespeare's characters.
And with how Bernard treated you for his own personal gain in the world state, it seems as if you represent the epitome of the noble savage. The idea is that the noble savage, in his natural state, untouched by modernity and technology, is somehow more pure and less corrupted than the civilized man.
I guess that gives me an edge in my competition.
We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for your time, John. Give it up for John the Savage. The world will be waiting for what happens next. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is O'Brien, and from the heart of the World State and Oceanian Alliance, until next time.
And now the tributes will enter the arena. Lenina. Bernard. Helmholtz. John the Savage. Julia. Winston. And representing the World State and Oceanian Alliance, O'Brien. He will be there to ensure your entertainment and keep the games moving. Good luck, contestants. May the odds be ever in your favor.
We need to get out of the clear like this. We need to find a hiding spot.
I think I see a place over there.
All right. Ah!
What are you doing? Are you mad? Don't kill me.
I'm the one who's mad. You're the one who can't understand the ways of the world state. You need to be stopped. It's for your own good.
No! No! No!
To prove my loyalty to you, I just killed Bernard in Helmholtz, but John's still out there and I'll need your help.
I still don't know if I can trust you with my life.
Winston, we don't know anything about this John guy, and Lenina is fully aware of what he can do. After all, he did kill her once before.
Okay.
Well, well, well. Isn't this an interesting alliance that has formed? Ah, my favorite couple. And then there's you. What's your name again? Lydia, Linda, Lauren, Leonardo, Rick? Well, it doesn't matter anyway. I wonder how far your loyalty to one another stands. You. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to kill either Winston or Lenina. If you resist, it's you who won't be walking away from this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Interesting choice. Now kill Winston.
Wait, what? That was not the original deal.
Would you rather have Winston kill you?
Oh my god. What have I done? Sometimes they threaten you with something you can't stand up to, can't even think about. And then you say, don't do it to me, do it to somebody else, do it to so-and-so. And at the time when it happens, you do mean it. You think there's no other way of saving yourself, and you're quite ready to save yourself that way. You want it to happen to the other person. You don't give a damn what they suffer. All you care about is yourself.
You have made the World State and Oceanian Alliance very proud.
You can't make flippers without steel, and you can't make tragedies without social instability. People are happy now. They get what they want, and they never want what they can't get.
There's nothing we could not do. invisibility, levitation, anything. I could float off this floor like a soap bubble if I wished to.